let's get into this conversation right now. Can we jump into this shit right now?
So there was conversation before the cameras start rolling about who had the biggest movement in the Bay Area. HBK, Mob Figaz, Thiz, E40 and the Click, Too Short and the Dangerous Crew, Keek, or Messy Marvin San Quinn. Damn. See, there's a lot more people added now.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, you know what? But again, a lot of this shit's not comparable. I would probably liken HBK to 40 and them. And what I mean by that is 40 has somewhat of a crossover kind of sound. Mob Figaz,
Straight street.
Yeah.
Street music.
I
You know what I'm
would
saying?
agree with that.
And what I mean by that is, and also honestly, I couldn't put the Mob Figaz under anybody. Like, just on some real shit, like.
Biased. I'm biased from growing up on it.
Honestly, I wasn't really introduced to everything until I got the Jack Artist album. And that was just like, mind blowing, but still it's just like, when you think of the Bay Area, you think about the Bay Area independent scene, you think about the Bay Area music scene, Mob Figaz is gonna be the first people that come up. You know what I'm saying? I'm biased, I'm an HBK nigga, you know what I'm saying? I love HBK. I saw that face.
That's subjective. It's just all subjective to me. Like you saying, when it comes to the Bay Area music scene, first thing that's going on.
Well, not first, but like one of the first.
Fizz.
I mean,
But
I would say
Fizz are
hype
sick with it.
But I mean, when we think like groups, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as actual groups, you have E40 the Click, you have the Mob Figaz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but like Mob Figaz is definitely somebody that's going, not every, but a lot of rappers are between the ages of 33 to 2022 grew up on Jacka in some form of nature. Yeah. Or grew up on somebody from the Mob Figaz.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like that's why like HBK, like, you know, among all their accolades and what I'm Sue, you know, very talented, very, you know, diverse as far as musically person, you know, but the complexity, like the Mob Figaz catalog and how influential it is. I mean, I don't know, but we've interviewed a lot of people here, even before you.
Right.
And I couldn't even recall, outside of HBK Skipper, I don't really know anybody who came up here and said their top 5 rappers that influenced them was anybody from HBK.
Majority of people we interviewed were pretty much older. But,
no, I've interviewed way more people, and there were a lot of younger people too.
Not on the record.
But I mean, we're the same age to what me and a lot of people that came up here, 25, 24, you know. I grew up listening to Jacka, you feel me? Devil's Rejects was like my album that got me through all my hard times, okay?
I have an interview when that album came out with them.
For real?
Yes, Streets of Talking Radio is coming back soon.
To go back to what you were saying, people saying there wasn't influence, I'm not gonna lie. It was a time.
Wait, pause.
When you said people
You
wasn't.
got some on your lip. I just want to look out for you, my brother.
That's not pause coming from you though.
Huh?
I don't think that's a pause coming from you.
No, I mean pause, like stop talking and then restart. Restart.
Is my lip still? We good?
You cool, you
all
cool.
Right. So look, it was you said nobody said
that's not
two
true.
of them or none of them was their favorite rapper, but I'm gonna keep it real. It was just, I don't know what years it was a certain time I'm still couldn't be touched lyrically in a minute.
Nigga.
Lyrically?
Lyrically.
Nigga.
Lyrically.
I don't know.
No, I'm not gonna say lyrically, I'm gonna say as a whole, because he had great song structure, he had great flow, like a different, he came up with so many different flows. A lot of flow you hear right now got something to do with him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when they came out, I didn't really pay a lot of attention to all of them, but you could tell that I Am Sue is like, you know, he's a very big factor in the group. You know, he was the guy. Yeah. And I always respected that because, you know, you could tell that he could rap, he could produce, you could tell. I mean, even looking, I think I had to spend like a whole day listening to hella HBK shit to get ready for like an interview. And you could tell that, you know, he has the capability of moving across, like doing crossover and doing a lot of stuff. But I don't know, it just never got me, you know, like, you feel me? I don't know. I can't even tell you because I didn't even listen to their music like that.
Here's the difference, right? So, me being a club host, me being a host, an MC for clubs, me hosting concerts and all these different things. The biggest event that we had, like one of the biggest shows that we had for High Road Day, was when Juvenile was there. Juvenile came up there to do $100 grand and all that shit. You had a motherfucker that fell. They climbed on top of a building.
was there, too.
Fell through a motherfucking sky roof. Fell 30 feet to the ground. Right? Like it was crazy. Niggas was packed. That was HBK in it. That was only 2 years ago. Yes, we're in a fickle time, and we're in a time where everything is 15 seconds. Everything's moving hella fast. I know for a fact every hood was playing that music. Everybody was playing that music. And the clubs.
You say that music like that album or like that
No,
song?
see, all right, wait. I see where y'all misunderstanding this. She's saying they were in the hood, but for singles, they wasn't listening to full albums, full catalog. You saying that people was, right?
I don't know niggas listen for. I don't listen to albums. You know what I'm saying? I listen
All
to
right, so that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
She's saying what the argument say if you was to go HBK versus Mob Figaz or whoever,
Album for
people
album.
listen to full albums from the Mob Figaz and not full albums from HBK is what she's trying to say.
That
Me
could be
personally,
possible.
I listen to full albums. I've listened to Kill 2 and all of that.
I mean, I was
listening to shit. I went through a bunch of people albums before, and some of them don't be for me, but some of them do. And I think at that time, I was a witness to them niggas
killing that shit.
Like, cause I was on tour with Roach, and Roach was kind of right before HBK.
Yeah.
Like, they was like opening up for him and shit like that at first. But I seen them niggas skyrocket, and when I say take over,
Genesis.
when I say it got to the point where we would go to a Roach show, and people would be dressed in full Pink Dolphin because of HBK.
Yep.
Like, literally looking like a P-Lo remake, I Am Sue remake, whoever remake, like literally looking like these people. And I think, don't get me wrong, I think one thing about where you coming from is, I'm gonna be honest, completely honest right here, they show were full of teen boys. They didn't have a lot of women in their crowds, in my opinion. Like, Roach shows had hella girls, but they had like a whole lot of people trying to be like them. They didn't have a lot of admirers, so women probably didn't all the way take to it like that. But I think in the young men section, like HBK was like,
Nigga rappers. Niggas
Yeah, I
want-
mean,
niggas want
in
to sign
colleges,
them.
like I acknowledge and respect the impact that they made. I'm just saying, to me, like Mob Figaz, Thiz, all that is so timeless and influential that it's incomparable. Like,
But that's what I was saying earlier. I don't necessarily know if you can compare, but I do think that they have made as far as this time, they've made a big ass impression. Down the line, 10 years down the line, I think we're gonna look back and think about all the things that we saying.
definitely gonna, like I said earlier, 10 years down the line, we're gonna listen to a couple of them songs and be like, oh, this was my shit,
Yep.
or this was popping.
You couldn't go nowhere and
So it's
swagging that
timeless.
bootleg.
It's timeless also. It's just timeless in a different way. And I think it's really subjective to whoever is listening to the music.
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know.
I feel you.
Nah, but I mean, that's an interesting conversation. I'm surprised though that we compared HBK to like a Mob Figaz more like, you know.
But that wasn't the
when
original one.
When
Nah.
it comes back to it, I think, you know, Thiz and like had the biggest impact.
What was it? What was it originally?
SOB?
It was just HBK. It was.
No, when me and him went, so many different discussions about this. It was HBK Mob Figaz, then it turned into HBK SOB, and then turned into HBK versus Hyphy. He think that HBK was more impactful than Hyphy. I said, he says because HBK had 5-6 years, but I'm saying if Hyphy lasted 2 or 3, 4 years, if you go to New York and ask what's Hyphy or what's HBK, which
No,
one they
they
gonna tell
know,
you first?
yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's how I.
When
That's how I.
But also Hyphy
oh,
impacted
y'all
him.
be going dumb and all that shit.
But like I said, like I was telling him, you can't even compare because HBK is a derivative from Hyphy.
They're a
So like,
product of it.
not discrediting them at all. They just they like offspring of it. So it's hard to give them that.
Right.
That.
So would you say that's the same thing, that SOB RBE would be a derivative of HBK?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Sort of, but not really because HBK music ain't the same as I Am Sue and the music. Like I think, like I said, Hyphy. Well, but Hyphy and HBK music ain't all the way the same either.
But even like
I think the movement wise,
Right.
yes, derivative. Like
I don't think the sound
the group
per se.
group
no.
mentality.
Yeah.
They like the second the ones that came after them.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say that, but I don't even look at them the same, to be honest. I think they're in two different lanes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that, like you said, like that pathway of being like the group and like even like you got somebody kind of like rap sings, you know what I'm saying? All these different components that are they have similarities. They're not the same at all. And but it just goes to show it's dope that we can have these
All the
conversations.
niggas
We
was
couldn't have had this a few years back.
Everybody we talking about was popping, and I just want my shot like that. Fuck that.
Right.
Let me be the
Right.
nigga for a couple months. Nigga, I'm gonna show y'all how to do this shit, period.
No, that's real. I agree. You feel me? A couple weeks, shit. I'm gonna do what I gotta do with it.